Hey guys, this your boy Money Flip right here. For quite some time I've been receiving questions on my YouTube channel how I use Fibonacci lines or Fibonacci retracements. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be about a 4 or 5 part series. I'm going to do some, and this is impromptu. So I haven't researched any of these charts. I'm just going to start pulling charts and putting Fibonacci retracements up. So the first one we will do in this video is going to be Fibonacci retracements. This is to measure for potential support or potential resistance. Okay, so I'm going to take this chart of XOM home, which is Exxon. Okay, so with this one right here, I've removed all of my studies and I'm on a weekly chart. Okay, because sometimes you need to go out to further time frames, such as a monthly. So you can go anywhere from like a 15-minute chart intraday, go to an hourly, go to a monthly, weekly, yearly, whatever the case may be, and you should see me do some of that here shortly. Okay, so I'm going to measure Exxon for potential resistance. Okay, so to measure potential resistance, we go from the swing high down to the swing low. Okay, one other thing you need to know is that we can do multiples. Okay, from here, because this is the ultimate high, this is the ultimate low. Within that, you can go, for example, from this swing high, ultimate low, this swing high, ultimate low, and then you get what are called Fibonacci clusters. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here. Okay, now I'll show you something later. Alright, notice something. When I drew from here to here, look where that 778 is. Okay, look where the 618 fell. Alright, see how they fall right at some good tops, if you want to call it that. Fell right there in it. Okay, once again, you take the 23, look at that right there. Okay, now mainly I use the 38, the 50, and the 618, which is called the golden retracement. You'll hear a lot of people talk about that golden retracement. Usually that one is just money in the bank. Usually, okay, not all the time, but as you can see right there, boom, and look where you came down to, all the way right here. When you hit this one, okay, bounced up and came back down. Okay, so anyway, those are resistances. So now let's look at this here, and like I said, this is a weekly. So this thing at the ultimate swing low, it bounced back all the way up to your 50. So had you shorted at 50 or took puts at 50, all right, look where you could have went. You could have went, even if you took it right here and came back down, you still would have made a nice little profit. Okay, now I'm going to show you something called Fibonacci clusters. All right, actually, let me take this to a daily, since that was a weekly. Okay, so this is your daily. Once again, see where on that weekly it bounced up to that 50? Okay, so came up there. Had you even shorted on this day, preferably this day, because this is the first day it closed red, if you were swinging, look what kind of profit you could have made right in there, or even if you held it longer. Okay, so that's a little bit of a testament to the Fibonacci. Also, you can see right here where it kept banging its head right here. Now, I don't trust the 23% too much, but it is a guide, if you're doing like a 1 or 2 day swing trade, but it banged its head pretty good right there. What else? So let me back this back out. I'm going to show you something else. So now, to get even more, and these are rough, I'm going to come there. See how you have it now. You're about to see what are called clusters. Okay, these make the support and resistances even more confirmed. I'm gonna go again. So I'm not gonna count that one. I'm gonna count this one right here. Bam. And let me go one more. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to get rid of some to kind of clean my chart a bit. Alright? But I want you to see something. See when I drew this one right here? Came up and touched, bam, right there on the money. That's a 786. Okay? I'm going to remove one because sometimes for me it gets a little too cluttered. So I'm going to remove this last one. Makes it a little bit cleaner for me. But what I want you to get is what we call clusters. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one. On TOS, is hold down the control button and left click. Okay, so you have cluster here, you have cluster here. Alright, you've got a little bit of cluster right in there. Alright, clusters just help confirm a few more of those Fibonacci retracements. Okay, so it's retraced quite a bit. Now I'm going to remove all of these. Actually, let me go back to something. Now I brought this down to a daily. Okay, so now I've only got 2 of these Fibonacci retracements drawn. And actually, I'm going to change the color of one so you can see it even better. Edit properties. If you want to go exact in TOS, you just right click, edit your properties, and then you can set, for example, that high, you can set the exact high and low. Okay, let me move this. So see how this is 66.55, and it's going to be exact. I'm just going to change that. Boom. Okay, now once again, even if we go back to the daily, look what happened right here. See how it was getting a little resistance right there at the 23.6. Once again, the 23.6. Okay, you've got cluster fib work right here. So once it got up in here and failed under this one, boom, you can short it. Okay, for a couple days, 2 or 3 days if you're a short-term swing trader. All right, so Fibonacci's just kind of help you see where your support and resistances are. Later in another video, I'll show you how to project when you don't have anything to go against. Okay, let me think of something else to add for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take another chart. I'm going to remove all these. Let me see. Who do I like? I don't like anybody with previous earnings. Let me try something like this. CVS. I've already got fibs drawn on CVS. You can see what I have fib projections right here if it were to break. Let me look at chart. Okay, next is Lockheed Martin. So we're going to draw resistance again. And a lot of these short term are going to be resistance because the market is in a downtrend. So you have to look at the trend, okay? I'll try to do something else here on Lockheed Martin as well. Okay, so I'm going to draw from the ultimate swing high right here because I'm looking for resistance from here moving forward. Okay, there, I'll use that one right there. It doesn't matter if it's right on it or right here. I get back so that I can see it and be within, 3 or 4 cents. Okay, so to project resistance, all right, I drew here and you can see where it's come all the way back to the 38%. All right, this is on a daily. Okay, so I draw here, see where it's maybe could bounce on the retracement up, and just keep watching it because right now it's a little bit on the green side. You want to see if it's going to clear that 210.86, basically 211, and see if it's going to push on up to the 50%. I don't mess with the 38% too much. Okay, maybe on an intraday basis, but not on a daily basis. Okay, so if I'm trading and I'm trying to do a day trade or a scalp trade, something like this, let me try to break this down. Let me go to a 15-minute. I'm tripping. I can't think right now, guys. Boom. See this? So this is today. This is intraday on a 5-minute chart right here. There's your 38% on the daily that I drew. So here we are. Lockheed Martin, we gapped down this morning. I think we're down a couple of 100 points. We gap down and boom, this thing runs. Well, guess what? It hits resistance on the daily at the 38%. Okay? It's even filled its gap, and Lockheed Martin has been kind of strong. So, but right now, the market's starting to pull. You can see this changing as I'm doing this. Okay? So that's just another testament on how to use the fibs. If you're trying to do this stuff intraday, okay, you draw your fibs, retracements, or you draw your fib retracements. Sorry, draw your retracements on the daily, and then kind of use those for a guide on the intraday chart. Okay. Now, if I wanted to check and see where we're going to have support, then I would, I could take this one, but I don't like it when it does this right here. I like to go from here to here to see where it's going to help hold and bounce. Okay. Anytime you have these moves like this, me personally, I'm always looking for 50%. Well, guess where 50% is? 50% is basically where the stock opened. Okay. See this support right here? Alright, so that's what I'm looking for. I'd be looking for the 38 first, okay, and then I'm looking for the 50. We get below the 50% retracement, then to me it kind of gets ugly, okay? So that's one way to use this intraday. I think what I'll do tonight is make a video on using the fibs intraday so that you can see how they work. So anyway, that's Lockheed Martin. And as you can see, this is my intraday fib work. This is my daily fib work. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this one. And yeah, that's Lockheed Martin for now. Okay. So the next chart I'm going to show is Netflix. Okay. So long term, I'm bullish on Netflix regardless of the market. Okay. So now I'm going to really show you some fib work. Okay, so I'm gonna go all the way back. Now, you know, Netflix did a 7-for-1 split a while back, so that's why you have this number over here, 58.46. So I'm gonna go back to that as a swing low. Okay, now as you can see, Netflix topped out right here, beaten up with bad news, all that old stuff. Okay, so now I want you to see something. So I'm bearish. I'm bullish on Netflix long term. So I'm gonna come down here for the swing low. Okay. 58.46. A little hard. I'm gonna show you how I get these exact. So then what I do is I come in here. The high was 133.27. The low 58.46. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna clear the lines that we've already been through. Okay. So I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to remove this one. Remember, control, left click. Now I want you to see something. See how this big, yeah, that was the little August flash crash, as everybody likes to call it. See how this dipped down, got to that 618, okay, and bounced right off of it, and boom, right back up, okay. In order to predict that one, I could have done this. I could have went right there, okay, and when it did all of that right there, so, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment on the video and I'll add more videos. It's not an issue. Use purple for this one. So let's forget everything from here over, okay? Well, actually from here over. We're not even going to use that stuff. So if I wanted it, so right here, had I drawn fib work right here, and I noticed that it topped out, and I was wondering, where's Netflix going to pull back to the next time? Well, had I drawn this and watched, once again, 618, it pulled all the way back to the 618. Actually, yeah, pulled all the way back to the 618, and boom, shot like a rocket right on back up. Okay, so when you're looking for your resistance, once again, we're going to pretend like from here over has not even come into play yet. So I want to know, I see Netflix topping out right here. I want to see where it's going to pull back to. So I draw my fib work from this swing low to this swing high, watching for potential areas of pullback. Okay, pulls back all the way to the 618, which is called the golden rule, and then it bounces right back up. Okay, you're also getting fib cluster work right in here. See this red and green, red and purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. I could draw one more, but I don't really see a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this one because it's out of play now. All right, so right now here's Netflix coming back down. I'm looking to see what it's gonna do. Notice how it held support right here in these areas when it bounced up, came back down, held the 50%, shot up like a rocket again, made a new all-time high. It pulled back to the 38% retracement. Okay, bounced again, topped out, came on back down. All right, got under that 50% retracement, and it's kind of playing in la la land right now. Here I can't do anything right here for me. If I'm in a day trade or a scalp trade, that's totally different. But right here from a swing perspective, it's a little difficult for me to get a read on it. Okay. Let me see what else can I give you on this. I could have also done. Yeah, but that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Gonna go back to a weekly. Okay. So here's another. So that's I drew to the ultimate high. Okay. You're looking for retracement. Support. Gotta draw to the ultimate high. Okay. And then you have multiple lows. Okay. We're looking for a pullback because we're long. Okay. So this is the ultimate high. I'm gonna go again right here. That's a swing low. Ultimate high. Okay. And so you've got fib cluster right there. Okay, so I can clear some of this up. I'm gonna get rid of that one. We've already cleared that one. That would be our next target. Okay, if we were to break this area right here. Okay, so I'm gonna blow that up just a little bit. All right. So see how you have your fib cluster right here? It's kind of holding right there. And now this is on a weekly chart. Okay. So this is when you're very unclear, you draw multiple retracements. Okay. Just to show you what I'm talking about. Remember I said daily, then the weekly. Watch this. I'm about to go out to the monthly. So I'm going to go 3 years out, 4 years actually, and I'm going to go monthly. Alright, look at that. See how it looks the same on the monthly? Okay, you get a better picture of if you're going, if you're going to go super long term. Okay, or I'm not even going to say super long term, but long term. So it's holding the 50%, this cluster level right here. It's holding that 90 area more or less, give or take a couple of bucks. Okay, so that's how you can get a good view of where you're going. Okay, you had good support here, good support here, what I like to call it. So until it's broken, I'm not gonna go short Netflix long term. Okay, now I'm going to, let's just say I was trying to day trade this thing. So if I was trying to day trade Netflix, here's what I would do. I'm going to remove all drawings. And I haven't played Netflix in a few days. So I'm gonna go to the daily first. All right. So I want to see where this thing could bounce a little bit. I need to get a little reading on this. Okay. So 100. 100 is a nice psychological level, but we're down here in the 90s. Okay. That's not gonna do me any good. I don't see Netflix moving 10 points in a day. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna come on down to the hourly. Okay. Now looks a little better for me. Okay. So I'm looking for retracements. So short term, that was our ultimate high. Okay. That's our low. Alright. Now this is an hourly chart. Alright. As you can see some resistance there. Alright. You had resistance right there. Alright. So even if I hadn't had Thursday, Friday, and these other days, when I drew that right there, boom, had resistance on the hourly right there. I mean, even if you didn't have your fib work, you could have just drawn your resistance right there. Okay. Once again, it pushed up almost to this level. The high of that candle was 97.18. This fib is at 97.77. So I'd be looking at those. If I want to get even better, closer, I'm going to come on down to the 15-minute chart. Okay. So that's on a longer time frame. If I want to, I could have done this right here. Now this is just me. Alright. Then I would have said, okay, right here, Netflix is pushing up. Alright. This is where Netflix closed yesterday. Alright. Right there. Now it moved up and started to come back down. Okay. But this is how I use my fib work sometimes intraday, and I'm just like, it just keeps coming. Okay. I'll take that down to a 5-minute. Now the 5-minute is much clearer. Okay, because see this fib level right here, that's major support, pretty much major support. Okay, you break that and you just come on down. Okay, so you can see what Netflix did. It broke this fib level, this 50% level right here, and just flew right on down. Okay, that is this is today as I'm recording this. This is 12:08 Eastern Time, Tuesday, February 2nd. So Netflix gapped up when the market gapped down, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, and it's just been straight down since. So once it bounced here, came back down, held, I'd have been saying, okay, you break this intraday support right here, and I'm taking you short. Alright? Now there's other signals I would have used to actually get short right here, but that's just me. Okay? Notice. See this right here? Look right here yesterday. Okay? Same thing. So you're looking back and forth on the days. Alright? But anyway, that's a short video on the fibs. This was impromptu. I wasn't on notes or anything like that, but people have always asked me, you know, to help them with their fib work. If you need any more, if you want me to do a simpler video or something, I'll try. Just leave me a message on Twitter or on YouTube. But most people that find me off of Twitter. So just go to my YouTube channel or send me an email. Alright? I hope that helped, guys. Good luck. Happy trading. I'm always here to help. You can catch me over at watchhimtrade.com. I'm over there in the chat room. You can get a free 2-week trial. Alright? Peace.